Closer.
I put a mask on to give you something to look for. Imagine the try. What the hell is that all about?
Putting the mask on?
Mm-hmm.
Try it. Look.
Oh,
show that I tagged you. Oh, you can do it now. See that? I didn't know you could tag people in there. Yeah, like 3 people looking at me right now. I can't even see who it is.
Me neither. Hola, Melissa. We need to hit him with some questions now. So, who's ever watching so far, we just here to answer a couple of questions that y'all might have about dudes.
Not only just ask a couple of questions, but get down to the very thing of it about, introducing what the Terrence theory is. Also, planting seeds. I actually have one question right now for somebody. I'm trying to still invite people. So, a friend of mine asked, how long should you wait to introduce your child to your boyfriend? The thing is, like, with that, there's like really no one answer with something like that. It depends on how well you know the guy. And if he's your boyfriend, you should know him pretty well. That's the thing. So if I had to give like a time frame on something like that, from the time you start dating that person, about 3 months?
At least 3.
At least 3 months?
At least 3.
3 months, because that give you time to run that background check on buddy. Find out make sure he ain't crazy, he ain't no molester or anything like that.
This girl said forever.
But yeah, so that's basically how it is. You wait your little 3 months. Someone says 6 months. That's like half of a year. Wow. What do you think about 6 months?
I mean, it depends on the different situations. I don't know. 6 months might be excessive, but it might not be based on her history of the past. Don't repeat itself if it's always too soon for her.
You know what? 6 months might not be bad though, because sometimes guys don't always show themselves.
Yep. So in the first 3 months, we all know that that's not that long anyway. So she's not wrong by
not even
6
that.
months.
Shit, the first 6 months, you still don't know who we are, because we trying to fill you out. So some guys don't even be themselves in a relationship or even at the beginning of it.
So I think 6 months is cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit that with that 6 months. Ain't nothing wrong with 6 months.
I wonder how my sister feel. What up, Sean?
What up, Carrie? Got my Uncle Scotty on there. What's going on? All right, so the next thing is we're going to introduce the Terrence theory. Talk about the Terrence theory.
I want the dudes to listen and my ladies to be
What
honest.
up, Tori?
Should I explain how it came about?
Yeah, of course. Explain what it is first and then explain how it came about.
The Terrence theory is that one dude, not any dude that y'all females always have. That's all y'all little side dudes. Everybody who do anything. If you ain't got no car, he that dude who pick you up. You hungry, he that dude that take you to IHOP. And the dudes don't never know about these guys. They think they be the only one. I had a couple homeboys. Now, this is how it started. This is how it all came about. I'm recording some songs. Me and my homeboys, we finish at about 8 o'clock. 8 p.m., these dudes decide to start texting females like they finna try and hit them up and do something. The hell you doing at 8 o'clock? I told all of them, she busy. I was
8 p.m.
8 p.m. So I was like, early this morning, it's like 30 dudes that was all in her inbox and texting her saying, hey, good morning, beautiful, and sending her those Christian good morning texts and everything. So I say, she with Terrence. Terrence is whoever she with before you decided to wait till 8 p.m. to hit her up. She feels special when that dude hit her up early in the morning.
And see, that's where planting your seed come in at. Don't be waiting so late. Try to get and text that chick, because she already got texted by like a whole bunch of different dudes. Planting your seed is like having patience. You start off with a good morning text or whatever, and then you don't kind of overcrowd the person with you, because women are always they like on a guard when they first meet the guy. They were like they don't know the guy crazy or not, so they like really on guard with things. They don't like to show who they really are at the beginning parts of things. So planting that little seed every time, just saying, just a little compliment every little minute, just a little compliment, and then eventually you gonna get them draws, dog.
You stupid.
Hold on, we still adding people?
Mm-hmm.
Damn, that's a lot of people to be adding. All right, hold on.
Crispy.
Oh, that's
What's
King.
happening, boy? Yeah, it's King. I don't want to put you. Man, I'm about to put you on the spot. King, did I ever tell you about the Terrence theory at all?
Oh, look, Carrie put 90-day rule is not long enough. A guy can't wait to get the kitty. Well, I don't.
I mean,
90 days. That's 3 months. No, we was talking about introducing your kid. She talking about getting that kitty. That's a.
Oh man. All right, so
that
let me
kitty is a little different.
two things. Let me re-explain this Terrence theory to the King to see if he agree. King, so we in the studio a long time ago. 8 p.m. we finished in the studio. These dudes start hopping all on the their phones and Facebook and start messaging females at 8 p.m. They trying to get with these females at 8 p.m. Some of these females don't got no whip at all. They ain't got no car, no nothing. So I was like, you think that at 8 p.m. this girl with no car ain't went nowhere at all? Nah, she hit up whoever hit up her inbox or whatever else in the morning. With that good morning, beautiful. I hope your day is as beautiful as you are. She hitting that dude up. He done already took her to IHOP, and it's another dude about to take her somewhere that night. So I told them all, they was like, yeah, man, she ain't hit me back. That's because she with Terrence.
With Terrence.
They was shocked, like, who Terrence is? Terrence is whoever she with. Whoever she decided to be with before you. That dude that hit her up in the morning instead of waiting till 8 p.m. like it's a booty call, bruh. So I just need to know, like, am I right or am I wrong? Like, does it sound like it's true or is it not?
It is true. Terrence is whoever Buddy is.
What up, Miguel?
Carrie laughing. All right.
They can't
Look, one of the ruthless
Terrence,
chicks.
bro, you gotta watch out for Terrence.
Look what she put on there. We need to have a guy versus girl.
We plan on it.
Hope first of all, doing a guy versus girl is like setting up mines and stepping on your own traps.
Who said not true? She ain't saying not true to that Terrence theory. Terrier.
Oh, she probably was talking about what I said about the mind thing. It's never a good thing to go against a woman.
You know what? I got another one for King though. What was the other one about the baby?
How long should you wait
King finna be bite. Don't worry about it.
How long should you wait to introduce your child to your boyfriend?
Wait, we still talking about this Terrence theory with that? Yes, I am.
I don't know. I don't know what she responding to. She's saying, "Yes, I am." Is it to Terrence theory or the
baby thing,
or waiting, to introduce your kid? What's up, Marissa? She be like, "Why you shouting me out?"
Cause you there.
No, not versus, but point of views. Okay, no, the Terrence. The Terrence theory. Yeah, she's serious about the Terrence theory.
Dang, so your phone be like dry when you talk. Actually, oh, you know what? She gotta understand. You know what? That don't apply to you if you got certain things put together. If you got a car, you got a job, and you got your own place or something like that, 9 times out of 10, you don't need no Terrence. It depends. It's about the ones who actually need something. If they could take themselves anywhere, then they don't need that.
Oh yeah, we have to clarify it's for the single people.
Right, they gotta. You could ignore all 50 messages that you get all day. You ain't worried about that.
Listen, another thing. I posted this a couple of days ago, and it's for the girls and guys. If you texting somebody,
What's up, Alex?
It take them later on the night or the next day to text. That ain't your girl or your guy, because they with who?
They with Terrence.
They with Terrence. That's the best way to put that. Not no, I'm busy or I'm sleeping. Look, she put exactly.
All right. So we all agree.
No, look at them right here. Look at them two right there.
Oh, they going with each other.
Yeah, that's how it is. What I said is like putting up mines when you're going against a woman and stepping on a trap.
You know what? You know what? I think.
See,
thanks for my clarification because she said like we all agree.
It's the truth though, like going back to the whole baby thing. It's real.
Re-ask it one more time because like Alex just got here too. I want him to hear it.
Oh, I would. Someone asked Dominique. She's not on here right now, but she sent a message to me. How long should you wait to introduce your child to your boyfriend? So somebody said 6 months. Somebody said, I said 3 months. I had summed it up to 3 months, but it's really based on how you feel about the person. Like if you're trying to make something special with that person, then it doesn't matter. Like me, when I was dating somebody, it took me around roughly like 2-3 months to introduce my kid to them, but they already knew about who my kid was, so I was like preparing them. So the best thing to do is when you have a kid is trying to like prepare them.
So how long you think it take, Alex? Even though this ain't something you really got to worry about at the moment.
See, I got it exactly. What up, Eb? Erica, I see you was good.
Each other no more.
Now I don't know. They probably, cause sometimes they like the messages come up a little slow. It probably our signal in here or whatnot. We don't know half the time who these people talking to. So Marisha ain't even respond to my shout out to her. Hey, hey. Really at work? Yes, we are. Listen, hold on. First of all, I'm on my lunch break. Don't be putting me out there like that.
It's technically not work right now.
Yeah, it's technically not work. This is my office, my domain here. It depends on where you guys at in the relationship. Yeah, but it is true. It does depend on where we at in a relationship. Like if you got somebody that's your girlfriend, your boyfriend, and you know they're just something to pass by time. Marisha calling me when I'm doing a live chat. But like, no, seriously, if you like with somebody and y'all just trying to pass by some time, there's really no sense of you introducing your kids to them because they're just temporary. It's not a long-term thing. But if you're trying to build a long-term thing with this person and you guys spoke about building a long-term relationship, then once you made that decision together, not separately, because some people be like, I'm in a relationship with him and he don't see it that way. He just smashing.
So let me get somebody. Alex said,
don't confuse these kids. What Alex says.
Whenever you're ready. It's simple. My girl knows my new girlfriend early. My baby mama wanted me to wait until my daughter was 11. He said, hell no.
Damn, 11? Well, how long?
His daughter's currently 2, so we talking waiting 9 years if you're talking to somebody. That seems excessive. I agree with Alex.
What? What is it about? Not the 11-year-old? Like, it depends on how old the kid was at the time.
2. You said my daughter
2, and she wanted. How you gonna date somebody?
9 years.
You gonna date somebody you gotta wait 9 years to introduce your kid because that's when your baby mama need to grow up.
If y'all still temporary in the first 8 years of those 9, then you might as well just don't even do it. It's done. It's over.
Yeah, that's crazy. She crazy, and she need to grow the hell up. She petty.
What up, Dread?
9 years, like who does that? But it was something else that caught my attention a couple of like months ago. I was on Facebook and they had the little Sierra and what's his name? Russell. Where he was kissing Future Baby in the mouth.
What up, Brandon?
And they were like, Future didn't like that. And I was kind of like on the side of Future. I'm like, man, I don't want nobody kissing my daughter in the mouth. No other grown ass man kissing my daughter in the mouth. She already got a daddy or not. So this lady made period. He was kissing. I think he kissed the baby in the mouth. But this lady commented on my post saying that, well, that's being selfish. So I was like, how is that being selfish? I don't want nobody kissing on my daughter. I know this there. And then she was like, well, the thing about that is that you're not thinking about the kid. Think about how the kid would feel. It's much lovely for a kid to have 2 dads than to experience 1 dad. So when she said it like that, it had me thinking like, you know what? That's true. I still don't want my kid getting kissed in the mouth by another man, but I get where you're coming from.
I see you, Jared.
What she said? Carrie said, "Oh my, y'all done messed up I have so many questions. Oh shit. Get them questions coming. Exactly. It shouldn't take 9 to 10
Right.
years to introduce your child or children to someone. If you gotta wait that long, then something ain't right. Yeah. Something ain't right. That means you are not sure about that person they are dating. There's a lot of people that be in relationships and they're not sure about the person that they're dating, but they're afraid to get out of that relationship.
I want to know from y'all, why y'all be afraid? Why do we stay with people in relationships and we feel like it should be over in the first place?
They be afraid. It's like a I'm comfortable with him, or I'm comfortable with what he's doing for me, and I'm afraid that I won't get another guy that does the same thing.
See, I don't want to assume. That's why I asked them, especially ladies, because I be confused. So I just want to know. I mean, guys do it too.
Yeah, I did it. I used to, when I was younger, I would wait, and try to like, you know how you trying to back off out of a relationship.
Comfort, because sometimes we think the love we have will change something. Damn.
That is a psychological block. When I mean by psychological block, I'm meaning that you have made up in your mind thinking that your love is going to overpower that person's primary behavior. And if you know people, you know that people have to want to change on their own. You can't make nobody change. Don't worry like that. You can love a person as much as you want to love them, but if they ain't got it in them to change, ain't got it in them to change. Shit. She put, look, I agree, Craig. This lady, they calling me Craig.
What's Greg?
I get what you were saying.
For ladies, I'm just going to read this one answer for y'all, and y'all let me know what y'all think, especially if you have kids. It says, most baby mamas are just jealous, but if you're not with me, then you have to accept it. Just make sure when it comes to my daughter, you have your child safe, and that's important. So, especially when y'all got kids, do y'all like make sure that you separate your concerns about your children and the whole relationship thing? That's another question I'd be wondering. Some people are involved that's a lot of jealousy get involved afterwards because people haven't let go.
I had to deal with it, unfortunately. Now the thing is, when you're not with your your daughter's mom, or you're not with the father of your child, the thing is, it's good to have communication. You gotta have a strong communication with that person, especially when you are dating other people and they're around your kids. They have to be able to trust you enough that they won't be calling you trying to figure out, oh, where you at with my kid, and you got this dude around my kid or that chick around my kids, because that'll happen. If they don't feel comfortable with you, they're not gonna feel comfortable with the person that you have around the kid. So that's another thing. You have to be real careful with communicating right to the person. You have to communicate the right way to a person, because if not, your relationship ain't gonna go the way you want it to go. Yeah, just like she said, communication and trust is the key. You know what's the key? Communication, trust, and sex. You can't leave that out, because you ain't hitting it right, and then you're gonna have problems too. Just being honest with you.
Don't let their mind wander somewhere
and not
else.
It was like trust. Trust comes with what? Loyalty, right?
You know what? I'm just want to hit on that. That's all of that stuff is real cliche when it comes to communication and trust. What the hell is communication and what the hell is trust? And if something looks shady sometimes people carry stuff from the last relationship and it already looks like
That boy
you
stepping on
comparing
mines.
it to the last situation, and everybody is guilty of doing that probably at some point. So how do you even trust that person? Like, what is trust sometimes? And what is communication? What y'all be communicating about? There's so many of us that stay on our cell phones and on Facebook right now and got somebody right next to us that we're in a relationship with. Y'all watching this video instead of communicating with that person who right next to you.
True.
So where's the communication and where's the trust? Do you actually work on it? Do y'all actually build on that? What's up, Diana? But do y'all actually build on that? What is communication and trust?
Well, okay.
I think they the keys, but I don't think people really know what that's all about.
No, because you don't want to confuse them about communication. Communication doesn't necessarily mean nagging. Do not nag. What I mean by nagging is when you're coming to your significant other with a problem, and the way you are presenting it is like an attitude. You don't want that. That's considered nagging. That's considered nagging to the guys. If you got a problem with us, pull it to the side. If you got that stubborn kind of dude, then you got to kind of work your way into it. Give him like, hey, babe, I know you had a hard day at work. Get him a little massage, but hey, we need to talk.
All right, I got a question from somebody, from Samantha. She's like, what if the father doesn't want you to meet who he's with? I don't know how important it might be. Like, what's the reason? I mean, if you have a child and he's with somebody else.
The question is, are you crazy? Is that the reason why the father don't want you to meet who he's with? Are you crazy?
Do you went
No
to that
offense to you, Samantha, but like, are you like really? Do you literally like try to fight the girl?
You
like,
say something you don't like, you put your hands on him. She over there, you put your hands on her. But also, I'd like to think that y'all concerns are about the children in the first place. So when it comes to the other person that they talking to, how serious is that in the first place? And I'm just trying to understand like certain reasons why you would really need to even know who that other person is, other than to have like some sort of knowledge about this person and the safety of your children in the first place. Like maybe that person is just not somebody who you want around your children.
She responded too. She was like, "No," he said, "cause he won't be with her."
Okay.
Okay. So what's the problem?
So she's not that special.
No. This is where communicating work. If he don't want you to meet the person he's with, and he's telling you because you're not gonna be with her long, then what's the problem? Are you trying to like be nosy? Like, are you saying it because like, does she have a kid?
Yeah.
Oh, so are you saying it because you're concerned for the kid? Like, I can understand that. So when it's like that, tell him like, I understand you're not gonna be with that person long, but I have concerns for the kid.
Exactly.
I don't want my kid around a person that's temporary. So hopefully that answers your question. Somebody wrote, a lot of times at the dinner table is where communicating comes in. If you're not communicating in the rest of the rooms in the house, you feel me? Cooking together and eating together at that table.
What's up, Mike Vaughn?
True. That's true. But what if you are in a relationship with a person and you don't stay with them?
I don't care about that. My concern is for my kids. Like I said, I think that was one of the first things I said. As long as it was about the kid, then I don't think there's nothing wrong with inquiring about that at all. Let me see what Alex said. If the boyfriend doesn't want you to meet the person that he's with, it's because most of the time the baby mama is trouble or causes trouble, and that can mess around and end your relationship that you just started. So if y'all ain't on some good terms, every time y'all speak and y'all always arguing, it probably ain't best. I probably wouldn't want to introduce you to anybody else that I'm with right now.
You talk about the baby mama, right?
Right. I don't have one, but if I did, I wouldn't be so easy to let you meet anybody. I wouldn't even bring you around family like that just because you like to cause problems if that's what you're doing.
Well, the thing is, your baby mama shouldn't be around your family if you're in a relationship with another person anyway. That's gonna cause even more problems.
I wouldn't want to bring you around my dog, like my animal dog.
I'm gonna be petty, but if you got like family like mine who just invite baby mama around regardless, there's nothing you can do about it other than keep them separate. Sometimes.
He mentioned how sometimes his baby mama would like this, always refers to the child as my child versus our child. I think that's where that pettiness comes.
Yeah, that's something that has to be corrected. You can't. You should put petty. No, it's true though. Read that question again.
Alex, I gotta find it. Nope, that wasn't the one. Oh, I hate how my baby mama loves to say my child instead of saying our child.
That's because she petty and bitter. That's why she's saying that. But if it is like, you ain't got to keep correcting her on that because all they're going to do is lead up to a fight. Like, tell her, hey, that's our kid. We both, if you doing what you're supposed to do, it's still y'all kid regardless or whatnot. But, it makes no sense to, try to correct her on something like that because all she's going to do is keep arguing with you. You ain't going to get nowhere. Trust me. Been there. Petty again. Hey, you might well call me the petty king today. I don't give a damn.
And to add on to what you said earlier, my cousin said, you got to be on the team a whole calendar year just to even see my old girl.
Dang. Hey, no, but it's true, though. Don't be like, you got some guys, they just be introducing a whole bunch of different chicks every other week to their mom and shit, and you like, that's disrespectful as hell.
Do you think the father?
What? Hey,
Wait, I got a little lost with that one.
Just, do you think a father don't support the kids should have access to talking to their kids? Yes, listen, that's petty. And I'm not talking about you. This is just general. If the father doesn't support the kids, you should not stop them from talking or seeing their kids. Because at the end of the day, it's not about you. It is about the kid.
You know what? Let me speak real personal on that one. I hope ladies are all listening. And for dudes, I don't know if y'all can relate. Because everybody got a dad or you are a dad. Either one of them. But my old boy was not there at all for a long time. The last thing that I asked him for was maybe a Power Ranger when I was 7 years old, and it cost $6.50. And I never asked him nothing else. I waited maybe a decade for him to respond to that. I disliked him, borderline hated him, until that turned into like just not paying no attention to him at all. My mother never intervened and said anything about it. She couldn't do anything about it. She didn't make the situation worse. If he wants to speak to the child or not, like, let that happen. They're going to be able to see who's actually taking care of them and who actually cares that much.
When they get older.
Like, toys and all of that stuff don't mean nothing at some point. They're going to get older, and it's all about time. Like, he can't pay back that time. But what he has shown recently, and honestly, it took maybe 15 years for him to actually just say, Happy New Year. Text me happy birthday on my birthday. Like, I'm like, okay, I guess he's trying to show some effort. And when the child becomes an adult, it's like, that's your only father that you have. So you just accept whatever you can get out of that. But I mean, it won't compare to the parent who actually did everything for you that was there. You can't recreate memories that weren't there at all. So to all my fathers, keep doing what you do. As long as you ain't being no deadbeat, just keep doing what you do and let that child. Like, I hate the fact that anybody trying to keep a child from the other person, it's ridiculous.
She was like, you don't have to do or see anything; they will see for themselves. That's true. Yeah,
exactly.
Add on what he said. Listen, man, your kid sometimes all they be wanting.
What's up, Marie?
Is somebody put why hoes winning? What is going on?
Why?
Listen,
ask me about it. Why are these hoes winning, Greg?
Because they doing everything. They not being stubborn about stuff. That's why them hoes winning. No, but listen, your kids, all your kids be wanting is a damn bag of chips, some juice, and to go to the park. Freaking hour. You spend a damn hour a day with your damn kid. Mm-hmm. Like, that's all. It's not that serious. It's no reason why you should not be a good parent.
Straight up.
Spend an hour with your kids, and hey, your kids gonna love you regardless. They gonna love because they gonna remember, like, dang, my daddy took me to the park. Every day my daddy took me to the park. That's all they gonna talk about.
You're welcome, Samantha.
Now, on meeting the new boo, you and your ex should have good communication skills and be in a good standards first before you introduce them to the new person. Now, if the exes are not communicating well and in good standards with one another, then what makes us think the ex and the new boo are going to be on good terms?
You're right. That's kind of key. If y'all always in a negative space, it's like, what does it look like when you try to invite somebody else or introduce your ex to whoever else that you're dealing with at the moment? What kills me about all of this is I think about one scenario. When that child's birthday comes around, why do they have to pick and choose if they get to go to daddy's house or go to mommy's house? Why do they have to pick and choose when all of that is family? At the end of the day, if y'all caring about y'all child and if you do everything for them and they want both of their parents around, I don't understand why y'all can't just be a little cordial at that moment. Let that child decide, or y'all decide, however y'all work it out. But you got to be adult enough, at least in that type of situation. So it's going to be other situations. It could be a child's play. It could be anything that child wants, and they're going to want both of y'all there. Y'all need to get people who act right when y'all getting new people, knowing y'all have a child. Y'all need to act right with each other.
You're going to have to do a lot of good investigating when you have a child and you trying to date some damn body. Just because the person look good and got that good talk game, that don't mean shit. They could be crazy as hell. And not one, you probably one of your kids. You hear that all the time, but it's the truth. You see on the news, people be killing boyfriend, killing the kid
because the baby cried.
Because the baby cried. Like you have to prepare them and let them know what they're getting into, and have continuous conversations with it. You have to close one chapter before you open another. That's if Buddy's still hitting it. If he's still hitting it, yeah, you got to close that chapter before you try to open that other one, because then you're going to have some serious ass problems. And that's vice versa, because I think the women, I think the guys worse. When we get in our feelings, we worse than the women. We be ready to try to kill somebody, stuff like that. So, yeah, that's true. You got to, close that first chapter before you open up another
That
one.
go to dudes, too. Understand that dudes, anytime that they actually feel pain and hurt, it's always, especially in the black community, it's looked at that we ain't even supposed to cry about nothing. So they hold all that crap in, and it turns directly into anger. You be angry, you should be mad at yourself sometimes.
Well, truth. Thanks for that, Carrie.
Quick shout out to Sam, man, Jasmine, and Marie. He said nothing to those three since they've been on here.
She put, look, here, but people don't understand how their childish ways affects the child. The childish ways actually don't just affect the child. It affects the whole relationship between you and that person. The communication skills and things like that. It is so important to find out why, like, for instance, say if I'm being childish towards my baby mom because she's with somebody else or whatever. It's important to find out, from what I was told when I was, at my old church, to figure out what the root of the problem is. You got to figure out why you feel that way towards that person. Once you figure out why you feel that way towards that person, then you'll be able to work on fixing that.
Mm-hmm.
So that means you got to be real with yourself. You got to be like, look, okay, I see I have anger issues, or I got some jealousy toward this person. Why is it? Is it because maybe they left me and I didn't have closure? You got to figure those type of things out. So if you want to try to talk to that person to get an understanding, doing all this yapping, ain't nobody want to try to hear that. No one gonna try to hear that. So you have to come to that person correct in order for them to receive you and receive what you have to say. And you have to always have a listening ear to what that person have to say as well. She put, I see it all day at work, teaching and working with their children.
Alex, my phone dying. It showed on 4%.
Yeah, 4%.
So I'm gonna go ahead and end mine.
You
You better
yours?
go to Greg page.
Right. So, listen, we're going to continue this another time.
Finna answer whoever said, why these hoes winning? I want to hear people answers. Why are these hoes winning?
You know how they winning. They spinning on it. They jumping on it. They doing flips on it. They doing everything. They cooking. They cleaning. When they have a problem, they'll be like, well, I ain't cooking today. They still do the damn thing. They do what they got to do. They make sure they man good and stuff like that. And that's why they always win. And that's why they get wifed up, because they don't neglect their I won't say girlfriend duties, because that's something a wife does. But they don't neglect those kind of duties when they are staying with that person. So, when you get mad at a person, that doesn't mean you stop doing what you're supposed to do or what y'all agree upon on, because then you just cause more problems and end up losing that ring that he promised you.
So anyway, we're supposed to come back on Monday. We might be here Wednesday.
We'll Wednesday or Friday, either one of those days. So, y'all have a good evening. I love all y'all black people. Y'all beautiful. I'm sexy. Y'all beautiful. But we're going to sign out, Mr. Amazing. Cruz. Holla at y'all.
Ask them questions.